Hi, I've set myself a challenge to share a personal failure every single week, so I definitely will. Why? Because no one else does. Yet we learn much more from failures than best practices. So, here we go. Today I'm going to talk about 4 lessons I learned in performance reviews. This is inspired by my environment right now. I'm here visiting my parents in Finland. Yay! It's really cool here. So, when I was 7, I was told that I was hopeless in math. When I say hopeless, well, I almost failed 2 exams and I failed the third one. I still remember the day when I had to come back home and my dad was sitting at the kitchen table. I felt really nervous. I felt like a failure. I was really scared actually. But instead of being mad at me, he asked me to sit down and show me this exam sheet. And he said, let's make some calculations. I said, okay, sure. What's 5 plus 6? I said 11. 4 plus 6, 10. And so on and so on. I didn't know it then, but my dad noticed something particular. I gave the answer straight away, but I took forever drawing those numbers in the exam sheet. When he asked me why that was, I said it was because my teacher was giving us bad notes if our numbers weren't pretty. He said, look, the rules have changed. Now what matters is the speed. So next time, just try to complete the exam as fast as possible. So I did. I got an A. 20 years later, I was sitting in a performance review and I was a bit nervous because I had just got a new manager and I had a feeling things weren't going as well as previously. And 10 minutes in, she said, Paulina, you're great, but your campaign performance reports, well, they're not good enough. You're just not efficient. Look, that really hurt because campaign reports, that was my thing. That's what I was really good at. And there I was, sitting in the review, being told that I was rubbish. I was shocked and I was confused and I felt like a failure. So what have I learned from these experiences? Well, number 1, do you actually know what you've been measured on? See, whenever there's a change of management, vision, role, everything, also the way you've been measured changes. Just like when I was 7 and I didn't know that I was supposed to be now drawing numbers really quickly, I didn't realize that management focus had gone from quality to efficiency. Why? Because I never asked. So please do. Whenever there's a change, ask how does that impact on the way you've been measured. Check if your performance goals are still valid with the new manager. Number 2, check what the expectations with the new manager are. See, my mistake was to make an assumption that the standards that my previous manager had were the same as what the new manager had. I was so wrong because previous manager, he was really strict of getting reports that had graphics. It was complex, it was beautiful visual. Yet the new manager, all she wanted was something quick and dirty. She put more value on speed, not quality. So when I was delivering her what the previous manager wanted, she got really frustrated with me and gave me a really bad review. So always check what is exactly what they want from you. What do they expect from you? If you're in a leadership role, tell your team what your expectations are, what is the task for, and what's the quality required. Because difference between something that's ready to be shown for top management and few numbers you need to check that campaign is still on track. Number 3, when you get a bad review, ask what made it so bad. Yeah, this is a tough one, because when you get a bad review, you feel like you've been hit by a baseball bat or something, right? But just keep calm, don't get defensive, and ask, because it's worth it. See, when I was 7, if I hadn't found out that I was measured on speed, not quality, I would have spent probably even more time drawing those numbers, trying to make them as pretty as possible so I could improve my score. Same thing with my manager. If I hadn't asked her what she meant by inefficient, well, I probably would have worked overtime trying to deliver those same visual reports, while she just wanted something very quick and pretty in record time. Number 4, failing doesn't mean that you are a failure. Honestly, it doesn't. When I went from A player to failing in math, I started to doubt myself. I thought I was stupid. I felt like a failure. Same thing happened 20 years later. I felt really bad, and I started doubting myself, and I thought maybe I'm not so good in campaign reporting. Look, it's just other person's opinion. It's your chance to improve and check your performance. It really doesn't mean that you're a failure. See, mistake I did was I based my personal value on external reviews. That's not the way you should do it. Definitely not. So, when you're in a leadership role, please don't rule out someone as incompetent or useless because they're not delivering you the work you wanted. See, most probably they just don't know what the expectations are. Most probably they don't know that the way they've been measured has changed. I'm sure that they're pretty awesome, so tell them what your expectations are so they can change. And if you have kids, please don't believe in school grades. Sit down with your kid, speak with them, really find out what's behind all those bad notes, because most probably there's a reason, like I had. Kids, they're really smart, to be honest. Kids are smart. So I have to say that I'm forever grateful that my dad took the time to sit down and speak with me and find out what really was going on. Thank you very much. I hope this was useful for you. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just say it in the comments. I would love to hear from you which other topics you would be interested in. Please say it in the comments. Subscribe for my channel, follow me on social channels, because there will be more of these failures. I wish you a good day.